Welcome to Dan's Views, a place where I share my views and listen to yours. Whether you are here for my artwork, live streams, shorts, or just for the giggles, please be assured I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you will enjoy your time here on my channel. I would be eternally grateful if you would give a like to the video, consider subscribing and, dare I ask, even become a member. So without further ado, let's do this.
Hello and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. My name is Jan's Views and I welcome each and every one of you. I hope you're well. As we can see, Edna's on her way. She's not asleep tonight, guys. She's awake. I don't know how you all are. I hope you've all had a good week. I hope you've all had a peaceful week. I hope that all the drama that goes on in in girl world isn't driving you nuts. If it is, you've come to the right place, because guess what? We don't talk about it over here. Hi, Moosey. How are you? I hope you're well. Hope you've had a good week. It's been a sort of funny old week for me. It's been all right, actually. What am I talking about? Apart from, hang on a minute, I'm just trying to sort something. I'm so professional here, guys. Yeah, it's been a funny old week, but nothing wrong with it. Just a lot going on in this little old noddle of mine. It's going well, good. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, it's always nice if you have like a peaceful week. And I think, okay, I do my drama Fridays, and I do see quite a lot of it going on during the week. And oh my goodness, I'm quite grateful that I can switch off my phone or switch off my computer and just have a little bit of peace. So let's say hi to Edna. Hello, my darling. How are you?
Hello, Jen. Hello, Chad. I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm chilled. I'm just, yeah, I'm really chilled now.
Good to
How are
hear it.
you? How was
I'm
your week?
doing I'm doing well. The week has been pretty relaxed. I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and I have a lot of medical anxiety, so it went completely like wonderful.
That's
Couldn't have
good.
gone better. The only thing is that they're overbooked, so my next appointment is further out than I would like it to be, but everything's going well, no complaints.
That's good. Do you get on well with your doctor? Do you have a nice doctor?
Yeah, he's really good. And I think so. It's kind of hard because this is like really my first time as an adult navigating, like insurance and the medical field and everything, and having to have, the Mercy contact on file, having to know, like, have your insurance together. And like, I have government insurance through like our marketplace, which is so complicated because it's like half of it you get it, or a part of it you qualify. Well, it's all because of income. But if you're not working, then you don't have any income, right? But then if you start working, then you have to pay a premium depending on how much you make and X, Y, and Z. And it's just so, what's the word? Complex.
Dependent. Yeah. And also dependent on, how much you're earning, obviously. We don't have that issue over here. We're very lucky. We have something that's called the National Health Service,
Okay.
which isn't great, but I still think it's better than what you have over there. We also have um, we also have private care over here, which a lot of companies offer you that. Like if you work for a big company, they will pay your, I guess in America it would be called insurance, which means that your family is taken care of in the private sector. Oh, we've lost Edna. Um, so I know that we're quite lucky over here. Hi, Juicer, how are you? And Amber Chick, hello, darling. I hope you're well. Yeah, I mean, when I first heard about how it is in the States, I couldn't believe it. It was very difficult for me to sort of even comprehend, really. I suppose we take it for granted over here that we don't really have to pay um, for anything unless we really want to, if that makes sense. Um,
It does, like, and then for us, it was, or for me, I guess I should say, it was interesting to see like what's considered routine care and yeah, or what's not. Like, I'm overweight, medically obese, so I would think that that would allow me to get nutrition therapy, but it doesn't. I have to have an illness of obesity for it to be covered, which I
oh,
think is
right.
why, yeah,
So you have to actually have a diagnosis before you're covered.
exactly. So I need
Ah,
to have diabetes. Like, so I'm not, like my blood sugar isn't within the diabetic or pre-diabetic range, so that doesn't count. There's, like your blood pressure needs to be in a certain range, and I think my blood pressure is pretty much normal or just slightly elevated. So things like that, where they're like, "Good luck, girl, you're healthy enough."
yeah, yeah. I'm sure it does sound as if it's quite similar um to our private care over here. Um, Let me see what the chat is saying. Amber, are you in America or are you over in England? Um, yeah, we're an obese nation, but they don't want to actually treat you until something goes wrong. Makes no sense. Okay, so I guess you're in
Hmm.
America. Um, yeah, I do feel sorry for you Americans actually, because it seems to me as if you're just like lumped with so much, so much financial stress when you seek to get help. And I mean, nobody plans to be ill. Nobody wants to be ill. So it just seems so totally unfair to me. Um,
I agree.
Awful. Um, Paying for profit. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. So you are in America. So we were thinking. Well, we had a little chat earlier, and we thought it might be quite nice just to sort of have a bit of a chat, see how everybody's doing. And I was going to ask Edna how she's doing with her therapy, because I know Edna's recently started therapy. Are you happy to talk about it, Edna?
Absolutely.
So, how do you
So
feel it's going? Are you happy with your therapist?
I think I am happy with my therapist. It took a minute. I was talking to chefs and different people. I'm like, have you been to therapy? What do you think of it? What you get out of it? And I know that, therapy is a tool that you use, just like anything else. So it's not as if I'm going to my therapist expecting her to like fix me, right? It's like she's just giving me maybe more insight in what's going on, and also just to kind of help me, I think maybe process what's going on. So if that makes sense, I don't know. What is your maybe you can maybe give me a bit of reference on your
Well,
outlook with therapy or something, so it can maybe give me Because I don't know, like I'm just doing it, like I'm just talking to my therapist. So we're not really doing assignments or you know what I mean. I feel like she's still getting to know me.
I think it depends on what you're seeing a therapist for. I think if you're seeing a therapist for something that requires something like CBT or DBT, then there are indeed tasks, if you like, that
Okay.
they will give you. They will always suggest, well, more often than not, suggest using a journal, and and I do believe that's quite a good thing to do because it's a way of sort of tracking, uh, tracking what you're doing that week, and also if you're able to write down your emotions at any given time, then that's got to be even better because then when you sit down with your therapist and you start reading it off, and you can sort of say, well, this is how I felt at this particular time in the week. Um,
Right.
Whether it's good or bad, you know. I think personally the best therapy is not medication. I think the best therapy is talk. Um, Having said that, I do take medication for my anxiety, um, and I suppose for my depression, but um so I'm not sort of, talking out of my backside about it, but I do feel that if when I'm in therapy, I actually do feel better as an adult. Um, but then, as I say, it all depends on what you're going for. I mean, my you don't want to know my history with therapists, but my history with therapists is that I was never understood for various reasons, and that sort of went from when I was a child, because as a child I went to therapy, and when I look back on it, I just feel that they didn't really understand me, and I think even at the time, I knew he didn't understand me. This guy, this sort of middle-aged white guy in a suit sat in an office. How's he going to sort of understand me as a mixed race girl who was a bit gobby, was always, getting into sort of scraps and was very active, very energetic. There's no way that this man is ever going to be able to empathize with a, how old would I have been? Say about an 11 or 12-year-old girl. So, as I say, my history with therapists has been not great, really. Um, and now as I'm like the woman I am today, my major problem is that my, personality, put it that way, my personality disorder, um, traits are something that therapists can't really handle. They don't really know how to handle it. And because I've already and that's not saying that I'm violent or anything like that because I'm not. It's quite the other way. And the last time I had therapy, which was sort of CBT, it sort of helped certain aspects of my life, like my phobias and some of my fears I could talk through and rationalize. Um, but it didn't actually help the disorders, if that makes sense. And I always
Right.
remember my therapist saying to me, I'm going to pass you on to somebody else because I want, I think you deserve to have somebody that can understand more of who you are because and she actually said this. She said, "Because I actually look forward to to you coming in because you have such a vivid life and such an active brain and active life. I I actually look forward to you coming in, so I feel like I'm doing you a disservice."
Really, that's quite interesting.
Yeah. So that's when I asked for a proper medical examination or mental health
Hmm.
examination. And because I always knew it was more than just depression and anxiety. I mean, I've always
Right.
had that since I was a kid, but I knew there was something else. And yeah, so anyway, I said, well, listen, I'm sort of a bit fed up with always going to, she'd virtually said, I don't look at you as a person who needs therapy, my kind of therapy. That's what she was trying to say. She said,
Right.
because I'm beginning to see you more as a friend because I'm so interested in your life, which sounds ridiculous, but it's the absolute truth. And
Right.
she was wonderful. She was quite young. She was a lot younger than me, but
Hmm.
she recognized that I needed more than just CBT. Um,
Yeah, I don't really know anything about my therapist, and I asked her, or she asked me what I wanted to know, and I don't, and nothing came to mind. So did your therapist share about herself?
she did a little bit, but then I don't think it's really I don't think it's really our place to ask a therapist about their life. Do you?
Mhm. I didn't really think about it. She asked. So she asked me if I had any questions for her or if there's
Oh,
anything I wanted to know.
that's interesting. So, and did you ask her?
No.
Oh, I would have done. I would have said something like, "What made you choose this profession?"
Oh, okay.
I would have said something like that, and I would have said
That's a good
something like,
question.
do you feel that you can relate to other people because you've been in similar situations? Or, what led you down this path to be a therapist?
Mm.
I wouldn't say, are you married? What's your husband's name? How many kids have you got?
Right.
I wouldn't put it on a personal level. Edna, you do make me laugh. You're so sweet. Um, yeah, so I think that's what I'd say. Um, and I'm just trying to think, this girl that I used to see, I mean, I call anyone under 40 a girl, okay?
Hmm.
This girl that I used to
Well,
see,
she is 40.
who?
Wait. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I think I'm reading chat and I'm
I'm not reading the chat
jump
because it's
yeah,
off
I'm
topic.
jumping
So
ahead. Yeah,
yeah,
sorry
I'm not
about that. Go
reading that
ahead.
because it's off topic and, it's Wellness Wednesday. But if you guys want to talk, that's perfectly fine. You chat away. It's fine,
Okay.
darling. Because, this is our little clinic area, Wellness Wednesday. And yeah, so we try and keep it light. It's not always light, is it? But we like
No.
to sort of just chat as if we're just, you know, I'll be the girl. I'm going to be the girl in the white seat today. Who do you
Okay.
want to be?
Oh, I actually had to jump on from my phone. I
Okay.
had, so let me see here. You said the white seat.
I
I
want the one
will
right in front
be,
of us. Yeah, that's me.
okay. I want to be the blue haired girl, like with the bun and the orange shirt.
Okay. Yeah, I
Hmm.
like that. I like the color combination. They're opposite sides of the color spectrum. Just
Right.
thought I'd throw that in. Um, yeah, so let's see what other people have said. Uh, 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 uh. Okay, let's see. So Amber Chick says, I feel you, Jan. I've got a dark sense of humour, and humour is how I cope with a lot. Yes, yes, I'm the same. You know, Edna asked me today, was it you who asked me today, Edna, how how I first came to YouTube. I first came to YouTube because my life outside it was so painful.
Oh,
It
I think
was.
that was Lindsay.
Oh, Lindsay, yeah. My
Yeah.
life outside of YouTube was so painful when I started. My baby girl was sick, so sick with leukemia, and I'd gone into a state of panic. I really
Yeah.
didn't handle it very well. I didn't. And I knew that there was going to be 5 years. Is it 5 years or 2.5 years of treatment? She was only 2.5, and I tell you guys, it broke me. Completely
Hmm.
and utterly broke me. So, in the times when I wasn't to and fro into the hospital, or I wasn't trying to sort of hold it together for my daughter, I didn't do that very well. But in those times, for some reason, I think I used to watch a lot of YouTube at the time, and I was very into like the makeup community, which then sort of transformed itself into like a drama community. So I was very into that, and through that, it um, really helped me take my mind off what was actually going on in my world. So I thought, I can't remember the very first one I did, but I remember thinking, oh, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. And one of the first people that I really used to like, and I've been very blessed to actually interview her twice, is the Hollywood actress called, what's her name? Monique Parent. She's an absolute darling. And I just used to watch her. She used to take my mind off things and used to calm me, used to calm my anxiety. And so that's how I started. And yeah, it was from a place of pain. It was, but I didn't come on arguing with people or fighting with people. That came later.
Right.
Later. Um, but yeah, that's how I found my place on here because I couldn't live. I couldn't live in my real world for a long time, guys. I don't know if other people understand that, but I suffer with, anxiety disorders and depressive disorders. And I've also got, thanks to me insisting on getting a mental health assessment by, a proper bloody psychiatrist and not a counselor, I got my diagnosis, and which I accept. It's not something that you'd ask for, but I think you have to accept things. And yeah, I accepted that I had this disorder. And thanks to the National Health, I get no help with it whatsoever. I just have to,
Really?
yeah, because I've already had CBT. I was told that you can't now have um, DBT. So I think I might contact them and say, right, okay, I've waited enough now. You plonked this diagnosis in my lap and help me, not an ounce, not an iota. So
Right.
time to sort of help me out. But I think I've learned as I've got older um, how to handle it most of the time. Yeah, I think I do. I think I'm quite good at it, and I think
Okay.
YouTube definitely helps.
Well, I would
Definitely.
say, from the little that I know, I would agree with that because, when we talked earlier, you shared that there was a topic that came to mind for Wellness Wednesday, but you were rethinking it because it actually triggered you, and and I thought that was wonderful for you to take a step back to say, hey, you know, this would be a good topic, but it won't because I know that I'm not in a place to honestly discuss it the way it needs to be discussed.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And also I've learned to listen, um, but I can only listen when I'm not triggered. If I'm triggered, it's
Right.
very hard for me to listen. I'm very it's when you're triggered, I don't know if other people in the audience will recognize this, but when you're triggered about something, it's almost like you're in a tunnel and all you can feel, all you can see, all you can sense is whatever it is that's triggering you.
That
So
makes
even
sense.
if
Yeah.
somebody is shouting at you, "No, that's not right, blah de blah de blah." Yeah, no, it's not like that, Jan. Look at it a different way. When you're in that tunnel, you can't do that. It's impossible.
Right.
Do you see what I mean? Can you understand that analogy?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that I think is probably the best way I can describe what happens when you do get triggered about something. You have
Mhm.
to get to the end of that tunnel, and hopefully, when you get to the end of the tunnel, you'll come out and think, "Oh, okay, yeah, I feel a bit better about that now. Yeah, maybe it was."
Right. It's
But
like the fog is cleared, your thoughts
yeah,
are clear. Yeah.
yeah. But whilst you're in that tunnel, you can't do anything, and it doesn't matter if people are shouting at you or trying to sort of reason with you. It's very different. There's very few people that can get you out of that mindset when you're actually in the tunnel. I mean, there are certain people in my life that can stop me going down the tunnel because I try
Oh,
and
yeah.
listen to people that I feel
Mhm.
have my best interests at heart, like my family and my friends. And, if they see that I'm likely to go into that tunnel, they can talk me out of it.
Right.
But you need to have trust in that person, and I do. There are people in my life that I do trust that will say, "Jan, just step back from that tunnel for a minute, otherwise you're going to go down it. Yeah, otherwise you're going
Mhm.
in the tunnel." So yeah, I'm learning. Let's move on to Jamie. Hi, Jamie. It's nice to see you, sweetness. As a gay man, I don't want to speak to an anti gay therapist. So I do ask them that because sometimes it's obvious. Okay, what's obvious? That they're anti gay. And let me just say, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I agree with you. I wish uh, at times in my life when I've been down to see a new therapist, I wish that I had made that request and said, "Look, I'm mixed race. I've had a bad childhood. I'm screwed in the head because of it. Can I please have somebody that's going to relate to me? Please don't
Right.
wheel me, don't put me with some middle-aged white woman who sits there in a floral dress and hasn't got a bloody clue." So I fully understand that, Jamie, and I fully accept that that should be a given. What do you think, Edna?
Yeah, 100% agree. But also, I feel like sometimes just the people that we think we would resonate with or relate to most might not be um, those people at all. Like, I I recently have just met some random people that just you know been able to connect with them just for brief moments of time. On the Monkey app is what it's called. When I'm bored, I jump on there and just talk about random things. One guy was like an inspiring pastor, and he was spreading the word of God. So we spoke about religion for a minute. It's just all kind of interesting people, and
Yeah, but I think what you
yeah.
have to, I mean, I think after my long life history of seeing various therapists, I think, yeah, it's good to know. I don't know. Let me say this right. Okay, so for me, I wouldn't mind having a religious therapist,
Mhm.
but I do think that there would be some people that would be put off by having a religious therapist. So
Mhm.
I think they have to be careful in divulging. too much about themselves.
Right.
Some people are, very put off by being religious, and I think people who follow me have probably, realised that I'm quite religious. I always say I'm more spiritual, but I think the two, go hand in hand.
Right.
There are some people that are very anti-religion. So supposing you were anti-religion and they started going on about the Lord and this, that, and the other, you would be put off by that, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. I'd be like, no, thank you.
Right, let's go to the chat. Somebody says they found me years ago. Yeah, Amber, I know. I was talking about that with somebody today. Um, yeah, that was a time, wasn't it? Makeup drama community. It's been a long while for sure. I was advised by somebody to maybe do some sort of some videos looking back at some of those creators and seeing where they are today. I think that's quite a good idea. Definitely going to really think about that. Uh, Juicer says, I found Jan's views through the Real Crocheter panels. They were hilarious. I love doing them. I love doing them, Juicer. They were such fun. Um, Hi, Gia. I hope you're well, sweetness. Um, she wants another quiz. Maybe next week we could do a quiz, Edna. Are you up for that?
Yeah, I
And you
am.
apparently you've got to give out the severe punishments. Are you happy with that?
No, we're gonna keep it light still. Well,
So
thanks,
Jamie,
Gia. Good to see you.
so as Jamie says, as far as I can tell, the National Health Service only does diagnosis and extreme crisis management. Exactly. With no money for anything in between. Exactly. Exactly, Jamie. That's it. And that's what I was saying when I was sort of talking about the difference between American and UK health services. Um, that's what it is. You see, when you've got a diagnosis with extreme that needs extreme crisis management, you may be lucky. You may get that on the National Health Service. But then again, like me, you might be told you're going to have to pay for it, love, because we've already given you CBT.
Hmm.
So, yeah, there's a lot of flaws. There's a lot of flaws over here in various areas in the National Health Service, unfortunately. Um, right, let's see. So G is saying, is therapy covered by the National Health Service? Yeah. Or does it cost extra like in Canada? A bit of both. Bit of both, Gia. I've had a lot of therapy through the National Health Service, but they won't give me therapy for my for my mental illness, which is bizarre. But yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Just I've got a brain. What did Jamie say? You don't have to pay Gia, but you essentially have to be on the verge of hurting yourself. Yeah, that's all they're interested in. That's all they're interested in. And I'm quite lucky because with my illness, quite a few people do live with that. They have a lot of suicide ideology. I don't have that, thank God. Um, but if I did, and I was constantly, phoning up the crisis number and everything, maybe I would get the treatment that I need. But because I don't do that, I'm just left. I've just sort of been thrown to the wayside, as it were. Um, I'm glad you're all talking about this, guys. It's interesting. In Canada, you can see a psychiatrist for free, but therapy you need to pay for. Okay, yeah. So, how do you get to see the psychiatrist? Do you go through your GP to see a psychiatrist? We call them GPs over here. That's like your doctor,
Hmm.
like it's got their own doctor.
Right.
Um,
That's how it works here.
yeah, you have to be referred. Um, okay. Let's see. Amber. I wouldn't want a therapist who tried to push their religion into therapy. Yeah, I can understand that. Had one tell me once I needed a relationship with God. See, that's not good. See, I'm religious, right? And I like to think that I have got a relationship with God. Um, Although I'm sure he's given up on me more than once. But yeah, I like to think that. But I would never, ever say that to somebody. I would never say, well, have you thought about talking to God? Or have you thought about going to church? I'd never do that. So, as Amber says, that was the end of that. Medicine and religion for me don't mix. I agree 100%, Amber. What do you think, Edna?
I do agree because I feel like there's a component to religion that's spiritual that you can't really measure that kind of goes against the medicine, the scientificness of health and healthcare. So there is a point where if we're just sitting around praying for it, like what are we really doing? I feel like that's not medicine.
Yeah, and I think also it's like Amber said, the two shouldn't really go together. If you
Mm.
want a bit of religion in with your therapy, then go to the church, go to or get in touch with a charity that's sort of religion based, and
Right.
then you know what to expect. But to just go to a therapist, communal garden therapist, for them to turn it into like it's some sort of sermon or some sort of religious based conversation, I think is wrong. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I would never do that. Hi, Bridge. How are you, darling? I hope you're well. I hope you're good.
Hello.
Yeah. Bridget says Amber Chick has been around forever. I was looking at some people's old chats and Amber is there. I know. I know, but I quite like that, and that people have seen me, because I think the people that saw me back in the day, apart from like the ones that talking a load of crap about me, do feel that they know a bit about me, and that I'm as scatty as the day is long, and I don't hide it. Um, okay. Amber says I don't think that therapist has a license anymore either. Ooh. Interesting. Let's see what Gia says. There is like a 1 or 2 year wait. Yeah, God, to see a psychiatrist when referred by your GP. I think there is a bit of a wait over here, but I don't know how long it is. Listen, I just go in on my worst day, then I'm seen.
Hmm.
I know when I'm having a really bad day. I know what my triggers are. And, I would sort of, if I had to go, I never go to the doctor, but if I do go, I wait, I know I'm triggered. I'm just triggered at the thought that
Right.
so they're gonna see me at my worst, so yeah, terrible really. My insurance now doesn't need a referral, but I did need one with my last insurance, thank goodness. Um Yeah, no, don't worry, Amber. You can say what you like, darling. If you're an atheist, it doesn't matter. Everybody's welcome in my chat, you know? I don't care. I don't care what religion you are, or color, or sexuality. I don't care. You're all people. And, we're all people. That's how I see people. Um, so religious or not, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't matter. It's not a factor. Um, Bridge says, if a therapist told me I needed a relationship with God, I would not be going back. Oh God. Listen, as a religious person, I would find that quite offensive, you know, be-
Absolutely.
because I'd be like, well, how do you know that, for me, religion, okay, this is all I'm going to say. Religion is your relationship with God or the higher being. If you don't believe in God, then and you believe in a higher being, like the Sikhs, they have about 8 gods or something, but if you believe in something as a higher being, you had your religion is your relationship with that person or who you believe to be the higher God or the higher person. That's what I believe religion is. So that's why it doesn't matter to me what religion people are. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You know, when my baby girl was ill, right? It
Mhm.
was so hard because I used to look after her as a baby. And anyway, I can't go too deeply there because it still triggers me. And it was like, oh God, how many years ago? Anyway, um, my best friend, I had a neighbour. I lived next door to this neighbour who's a Pakistani woman, and we've always said we're like soul sisters, and we are. We're just like soul sisters. She was there for me every single day. Every single day, I got back from the hospital and didn't know my arse from my elbow, and I was all over the place and blah blah. Blah. Always there for me. And one day, I was having a really bad day, and I was in her house, and she's very, she's Muslim. They're very religious. That her husband's always goes to mosque and everything, and they've brought their kids up as, practicing Muslims, very religious. And funnily enough, we've never really seen religion as a barrier to our friendship. Why would we? I believe
Right.
we're joined at the soul, so it doesn't matter who you who you worship, and they pray throughout the day and everything. Anyway, so one day I was there and oh God, I was like all over the place. And I said, I think I need to pray. And she was like, let's pray together. So we sat at her dining room table and held hands and prayed quietly, together. That's what religion is to me.
Mhm.
It's not about whether you go to a mosque, whether you go to a synagogue, whether you go to a church. It's about connecting with who you believe. That's it. And that's why she'll always be my soul sister. Always. And I don't have to see her every day. Actually, she came out. She's the one that comes. I was talking about. She comes and loves my artwork. She's just adorable. She's just, and she loves me, and I love her so deep. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And to have somebody in your life like that, I count myself as being very, very lucky. Very lucky
Mhm.
to have that in my life because I don't think some people have that. You know. Um, mm, 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 mm. Then let's get back to. I sure didn't bridge. I don't think they have a license or practice anymore. They made the news a while back. Oh, but that's a whole other story. Wow.
Which
Okay.
comment is that?
I don't know because I was waffling. I think
Oh,
it was
okay.
I think it was when Amber was saying about the therapist that she had that
Okay.
yeah, I forgot, don't make me try and remember. But yeah, I think it was that. If I had one ask me if I wanted them to pray with me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, it's funny, isn't it? See, and we're all so different, aren't we, guys? We're all so different. But
Mhm.
I would never, ever attack somebody for saying that, and I want you to know that you can come in this chat and you can say, I think, if you think religion is a pile of, whatever, then just say it. You're not going to hurt me, you know. And I don't think you're going to hurt Edna either.
No,
Religion,
not at all.
I think religion is a very personal thing. Um, and yeah, it's just the way it is, really. Um, So Jamie says, I had to wait 3 years to get an autism diagnosis. They were very honest. There is no hope, or there is no help. Oh, I don't know why I'm laughing at that. I'm sorry. I don't know.
I was like, Jan, why are you laughing?
Why am I laughing at that? That's disgusting, Jan. For goodness sake.
Because it's just kind of like, it's kind of ironic where it's like you wait all the time and it kind of doesn't matter because there's no help anyway.
That's exactly what happened to me, Jamie. I was saying to my counsellor, do you know what? I said to my counsellor one day, I said, do you know what? I think I may have PTSD. She went, oh, no. No, you haven't. That's what she said to me. Oh,
It's
my
like,
God.
thanks for validating my feelings.
Yeah, exactly. And it turns out I have got PTSD. Thank you very much, daft bitch. Anyway, if I saw her in the street, I would laugh with her, and I would, people don't purposely set out to hurt you, especially if they're therapists. I don't think so anyway. Amber says, I'm in the Bible Belt. It gets kind of weird here sometimes. What on earth's the Bible Belt? Even people who hang on, saw something about Satan. Okay.
It's a strip area. It's just a area of the United States that's pretty religious.
Okay. I don't know. Would I like to live in a religious area? I don't know. The thing is, because I was brought up in a sort of religious home and went to religious schools and went to church, I guess people would say, oh, well, you've had a religious upbringing. Well, maybe, but I think when you become an adult, I think you sort of make up your mind whether you agree with it or not. I don't know.
Hmm.
Amber says, one of my good friends is Muslim. Bless their hearts. Here they are, an outcast like me. So I'm thankful we found each other. Oh, he and his wife are a true blessing. Why are you an outcast, Amber? That's sad. I tell you what, Muslims are and I know you shouldn't generalize, but my experience of Muslims, and I've had a fair amount because my best friend is Muslim, and she invited me to a wedding. I didn't go. The reason I didn't go is because I shouldn't really say, but yeah, I didn't agree with the wedding. But anyway, that's by the by. Right, but they're just so friendly. I say hello, hi Barley, and wish her a wonderful day. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Barley. I hope you're well. I hope you're well. Oh, Moosey, you are safe with me. Listen, I've got the strength of a lion and the heart of a what is it? What's the saying, Edna? Heart of a I don't know.
I'm not sure, Strength.
Have you nodded off, love?
No, I'm here. I'm right here.
Shared your video on Hannibal. Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Barley. It's I appreciate you would not like to live in the Bible Belt. Oh dear. No, I don't think I would because I wouldn't. As religious as I may be, I don't like it if people spoon feed it to me. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't like that.
Absolutely.
And if I was bashed over the head with it, no, that's not for me. Oh, pretty religious is putting it mildly. These folks hold stakes in church and all. Oh no! Oh no! 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 Not into that.
Oh, yeah, I have heard of that.
Have you? What religion's that?
Christianity, I guess.
Well, I'm a
It
Christian.
was, yeah, it was a pastor. He died because he got bit. Sorry, I don't need to laugh. He died because he got bit by the snake, and
No.
yeah,
Well, God wasn't on his side that day. God was
Listen,
like,
Jen,
right,
I
ain't
didn't want
enough
to say
about
it.
you, mate. Go on, off you go, get bitten. Serves you right.
It's like you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like the Bible Belt, Jan. Here you are, their taste of Christian or your outcast. Oh God, I'm my own kind of Christian, me. I'm more like I like to think I'm more like Pentecostal because do like a bit of music. The problem with churches over here is there's so oh my God. th- My sort of denomination, I'm Christian, right? But
Hmm.
Church of England is so boring. It's so dull. So I'm always looking out for like a black church, for want of another word. And they're normally Pentecostal and they're so much more fun and they play music. That's what I want. Do you know what I mean? I don't even mind a bit of speaking in tongues. I'll even accept
Right.
that. But British Christianity is so boring. I'll send you some good juju. I'll send you some. So it's now time for a bit of a break because my mouth's like drying up. So let's have a little bit of a break. See you in a bit, guys.
The world is a stage and all the people merely players. Since hearing that quote, I've lived my life by it, believing it, and qualifying my life by it. It is impossible for me to sit still for more than a few minutes unless I'm doing something creative, such as writing, painting, designing wearable art, interior styling, or something else equally creative. I have written poetry and verse for many years, either in the form of lyrics or poems. Many times I have found this to be therapeutic in times of stress and anxiety. The same must be said for my artwork. We all need a let-out clause. Creativity just happens to be mine.
And we're back. We're back in the room. Right, what's Bridge Sam? When I think of Bible Belt, I think of that movie Footloose, where they weren't allowed to dance. Yeah, but don't you know? I mean, I watch some videos sometimes on YouTube. There's a sect called. Is it no? Hang on. They're like Mormons. Are they Memorites or something? Memorite? Oh, maybe it doesn't start with a W or with an M. Do you know what I mean? They're a bit like the Mormons. But anyway,
Right. Yeah, oh, maybe I want to say meteorite. No, that's not right.
yeah,
I'm okay.
something like that, isn't
I
it?
know.
What is it? Ugh, I don't know. I don't know.
Someone help
Anyway,
us out.
speaking in tongues doesn't scare me, but then snakes. Oh well, I think they'd scare me. That's the one, GR. Mennonite. That's it.
Mennonite. That's right. Thank you, Briz. Thank you, Amber.
Yeah. Oh, Bridge got
Gia,
it as
thank you.
well. You know, this
Briz
Bridget
was
is
the first one that
clever.
I see here.
She's a bit clever. I tell you what,
10 points to Briz.
I think we're gonna have to do sort of gag Bridge at the next quiz because she's just too good. She's just too good. I remember I love finding videos on YouTube where it's something different, and I remember watching that, and I can't remember, was it with that guy? He's really well known. Actually, he's got 2 million followers. I know Bridget's going to know who it was. Uh, he's quite a young guy, bald, and he goes into all these places and he does videos on Peter something. Peter Satch called something. Anyway, I watched him. I like some of his videos. He's very good. He goes into lately he's been going into what do they call it? Native American places.
Reserve.
Reserves, yeah. And do you know what's really weird though? He doesn't have a fancy camera or anything. I think he just films it all off on his phone. But he's
Yeah.
got 2 million people, and he goes in and they invite him in and show him, everything that goes on in their community. I just find it fascinating.
Wow, that is fascinating.
Hmm I love it. And anyway, this particular story about the Mennonites, I don't know whether it was him or not, but what they do was they're quite mobile. And what they do is, I mean, as usual, the only thing I don't like about this religious cult is us women, we get a bit of a rough deal, don't we?
Yes.
Why are we always the ones that are in the bloody kitchen? Was, the
And raising the
men,
kids, and it's like always 10 of them.
yeah, and they don't even get to have one husband. They have to, like, they don't even get a whole husband. They get a husband that's got about, 5 wives. I'd be like, well, fuck
Oh
that.
yeah, that's right. That is a well,
It's
the
true
more I
though.
live, I mean, to
And
each their own. Maybe that's better for you. I don't know.
oh, but the thing is, we're women. How can these women? And you just know that these women hate it really, but because they know nothing else, because that's what they were brought up with, and that's their life. They just have to blooming put up with it. And
I
each
don't think
year,
so, Jen. Don't they have a time when they like become of age where they get an opportunity to go to the outside world to decide if they want to stay in the community or if they want to leave?
yes, I think
Yeah.
they do. I think the Mennonites do that. And some of the girls go, and I mean, if I was a girl, I'd be gone. I'd be like, "No, I've had enough of this." And if I'm going to get married, I'll be damned if my husband's going to go and get a new one every year who's
Yeah,
younger and
that's
prettier.
right.
I know. Oh, Gia knows who I'm talking about. Yeah, the Mennonites and their horse and buggies. Yeah, do you know they're quite mobile though, and they go to different countries. And I hope I'm right in saying this. I always remember sort of half a story. Sorry, guys, it must be really annoying, but I remember one that I saw. I think they went to Syria. They had a nice place there, with all their family and their friends and everything. And then the dad decides he wants to go off somewhere else, and so they went. The poor kids had never travelled out of like the confines of the complex or reserve, whatever they call it. And all of a sudden, they're on this plane, and the kids didn't even know how to talk to other people. And they end up going to this forest. Let me see if I can find it because it's well worth watching it, guys. Um, let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Edna, you can talk to people.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Let's see here.
What was the one
So
that
let's see. That woman or that Amber Chick says not one in the cult. They wouldn't dare let women make choices like that if they're not in a cult. You know what? I think it's
Oh,
it's good if they give them the illusion of getting a peek into the outside world. But I don't see how anybody at that young age could honestly make it. Like most wouldn't be able to make it on their own. That's where people get caught up in all kinds of things. So
I'm just trying to open up something. You still there?
okay,
I'm just
still
trying to
here.
open my computer. Like, are you having a laugh?
Yeah.
You're already on StreamYard. Don't mess with me, Jan. Sorry, I want to find this. Right, let me see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the one that I was talking about, but if you put in Mennonites, it's interesting. So, the Amish community or not?
I'm sorry. The what
What do you
community?
think? The Amish, are they
Oh,
part of the Amish community? Ask
I
Bridge, she'll
don't
know.
think I don't. I don't think they're quite Amish, but we pronounce it Amish, so that's what threw me off. I'm sorry.
Oh my
but
God,
but I know they're really
Edna.
similar. Let's
Yeah,
see
let me put this
here.
in.
Hi, Celebrity Juicer.
Mennonites documentary. Right, okay,
Gia
let me
says,
just.
I think it would be fun to be in a cult for a little bit. Honestly, Gia, sometimes the routine of what what a coat appears to be does seem kind of appealing.
Really? Does it?
Yeah, I think so. Like if you go like being a nun where you wear the same uniform every day, the meals are taken care of, like every like excuse me,
That was
that
like my
kind of routine.
childhood.
Yeah,
My childhood
I
was like that.
I don't necessarily like maybe I wouldn't want to do it forever, but for a period of time, I don't hate it.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay, so for those of you that are interested, I mean, this is the beauty for me. This is the beauty of YouTube. You can learn so much,
Absolutely, yeah.
and that's why it always makes me laugh when these people are always saying, "Oh well, she thinks she's the queen of YouTube." No, no, there's so much more to YouTube than some fat bird eating a McDonald's. Um,
Hmm.
I don't think I really want to play any of I think this might be one. I can't see any that I've watched, but there's one where they move, and I couldn't believe they actually see they live a very 15 things Amish women don't want you to know. Shall we watch that?
Sure.
Okay, let's see. The courtship walk. Do you know what I really like? Is they're so It's like they move back in time, isn't it?
Hmm.
Hang on a minute. I want to find one where I might not get in trouble. Oh, it doesn't matter. Let's find that one. Should we look inside an Amish house? See, that's Amish. We're not looking at Amish. Oh, okay, here. What is the difference between Amish and Mennonite? Shall we look at that?
Sure, let's go for it.
He's annoying me. Don't like the look of him. Um, this one. Let's have a look at this one.
Are you sick of having issues with your
Yes, I
webinars,
want
wasting
to know
tons
that.
of time on troubleshooting with attendees? If so,
Shush. There we go. Thank you.
Hey guys, this is
What, you going to play or not?
John Ward with the Appalachian Channel, and I'm in Ewing, Virginia
Come on, stupid thing.
today at the Dutch Treat Country Store. It's ran by a family of Mennonites, and they are in here cooking up some bread and cooking up some sandwiches and just making some delicious stuff. Let's go in and check it out.
Okay. They're very
Hey guys, I'm
aren't they?
here at the Dutch Treat Country Store. It is run by Leon Gaber, and he is a Mennonite, and this is what I call a Mennonite country store. And they sell a lot of Amish products that they buy from different people, and they make a lot.
Exactly what I had in mind. Yes, that's the guy. That's the guy. I know Bridget know it. I looked it up. I think you're talking about Peter Santinello. Yes, I was. What? I'm sorry. Oh dear, gee, you're funny. They look like they make good fudge. Yeah. I know the difference between those two are they're two different regions in America. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I want something a bit more exciting than just a shop review. Oh, well, shall we check out Peter? What's his face then?
Sure.
Exit that and put in Peter. Where's the one that when they went to let me see, I'm sure it was Syria. Was it Syria or was it jungle they went to? Let's see. Let's see if that comes up because I couldn't believe it. Right, okay, this is interesting. How did a religious group take over part of the Amazon? Oh, Peru, that was it. Peru. Yeah, that was it. They went to Peru. And there's their first flight. Okay, let's watch this. Let's watch this. This is what I watched.
The Mennonites regroup to work out.
Right, okay, let's go to there. Gotta go. Yeah, we've only got a ticket to take you there. You're not coming back. That's it. You're going to be stuck in the jungle.
Wow.
Isn't it insane? So she doesn't know what a cloud is.
Oh, no.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think they do. Who said that? Yeah, I don't think they do believe in it. But it's all right for the men, isn't it? Swinging it around all the time. Anyway. Let's just, I shouldn't really watch all of this. I keep forgetting I'm on a live stream. But look where they go to. Yeah, look where they go to.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so this guy, honestly, he doesn't have a clue where he's going. All he knows is some other families from the colony went there a few years ago. So they're thinking, oh, well, maybe we'll do that. It's a new life. He doesn't know anything about it. It's insane. So he takes his family there. Let me just show you. Let's see. And it's really, literally here. This is it. In the middle of nowhere.
Maybe.
That's what I like, you know. And that's what I like about the internet and about YouTube, you know. There's so much more than like the girl world, and you know that's what I like to bring. That's what I'd really like to bring to like Wellness Wednesday. You know, relaxed place we can sit, we can chat. I don't know how we talked about religion so much. Sorry about that, guys. Hope it didn't bore you. I know, Bridge. Can you imagine? And they spread their outhouse contents on the fields. What else? No, they probably buried it. They probably buried
Oh,
it.
Jan, the stream is unavailable. It was suspended for a policy violation. So, because I have it put our stream right now. I'm not sure.
Oh, already? Is
Yeah.
it? Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
I'm refreshing it. Yeah, I'm refreshing it on YouTube to see if it's back yet. But the chat that's what the chat is talking about.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It's because I showed that. Well, listen, I'm not bothered. I'm going to go over and watch. Oh, it happened to Bali all the time. Okay, I'm not bothered. I don't get that many views, so I'm really not bothered.
Okay.
But Yo Mama's showing us around his old home. So I think I want to go and watch that. If you guys don't mind, we've done an hour here, which is always fun. Always enjoy it. So if you wouldn't mind, you know, just I'm still live. Okay. She's still alive. She probably just stopped it while she was shown. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a possibility. Well, listen, guys, I want to go over and see where Yo Mama grew up when he was a cheeky little boy. Okay, so I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to say thanks so much, Edna. You're an absolute star for coming and joining me. Friday. Okay, Friday, we're going to be doing drama. Don't forget. Okay. Don't fall asleep, Edna.
I'll be here. See you Friday. Thanks again. Bye.
You're welcome. And I want to say thank you so much to everybody for coming in and having a good chat. It's nice just to sort of have a chat, isn't it? They built a town in a month, did they? Wow. Okay, guys, I'm off. I'm out of here. Have a great day, night, whatever. See you Friday. You take care of yourselves out there because it's a rotten old world. And I'm going to see you very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.